All right, let's get right into it. Every single person who's ever played poker, whether it's at the kitchen table or for a World Series bracelet, faces the exact same enemy. It's this invisible force that can turn a great session into a nightmare and make a perfect play look like a terrible mistake. So today, we're going to unmask this enemy, and more importantly, figure out how to beat it.
Oh, you know the feeling, right? You played the hand perfectly, you get all your money in with the best of it, and then the river card hits. And just like that, your opponent spikes their miracle card. That's a bad beat. It's that gut punch of a loss that feels so infuriating and, honestly, kind of personal. It's a story every single player has.
Well, that frustrating, totally unfair feeling, it's called variance. And we're not just going to define it today. We're going to give you the tools to really understand it, to manage it, and ultimately to turn it from this monster of an enemy into just another part of the game that you can absolutely master.
See, here's the thing you have to get. Variance isn't just a math problem. It is psychological warfare. It's the thing that triggers tilt, that sparks frustration, that creates the self-doubt that can completely derail your game. It's an attack on your mindset way more than it is on your chip stack.
And this really gets to why it feels so awful. Our brains are literally wired to expect a good result when we do a good thing, right away. But poker just throws that rule right out the window. You can make a perfect, genius-level play and still lose the hand. And that disconnect is exactly what makes a downswing feel so punishing.
So this brings us to a huge shift in how we need to think. Your opponent isn't just the other players at the table. Your real opponent, the one you're battling every session, is variance itself. But instead of seeing it as some kind of villain, let's pull back the curtain and understand it for what it really is, just a neutral, mathematical part of the game.
Okay, so here's the textbook definition. Short-term variance is basically just statistical noise. It's the reason you can flip a coin 10 times and get 7 heads. It's not a curse, it's not some kind of magic, it's just math playing out over a small sample size. And the most important words there are short-term.
Look at this. This is one of the best spots you can possibly be in poker. Pocket aces against pocket kings. You are a massive, massive 82% favorite to win. But look at that other bar. 18% of the time, that's almost 1 out of every 5 times, you are going to lose this hand. In the short term, you could lose it 3 times in a row. It feels impossible, but it's statistically going to happen eventually.
And this right here separates the two worlds of poker. In the short term, yeah, it can feel like it's all about luck. The outcomes are misleading and it's an emotional roller coaster. But in the long term, none of that stuff matters. What matters is having a consistent process and making good decisions. Over thousands of hands, that 82% edge makes you money. Skill always, and I mean always, wins out. So the real question is, how do you survive the short term to get to the long term?
Well, you do it by building a professional's toolkit. This is the stuff that separates the pros from the amateurs. It's a very specific set of mindset shifts and practical, repeatable disciplines that are designed to help you outlast those swings.
I want you to let this sink in for a second. Really, this is the absolute heart of the professional mindset. Winning or losing one single pot is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is this: did you make the most profitable decision you could with the information you had? That's your job. That is the only thing you should be judging yourself on.
Okay, let's break this down into 3 crucial shifts. First, like we just said, you have to focus on the quality of your decisions, not the random result. Second, stop seeing a losing session as some kind of punishment. See it as feedback. Ask yourself, was I just unlucky, or did my emotions get the better of me? And third, be ruthless about focusing only on what you can actually control: your preparation, your mindset, and your reactions. The cards are going to do what they're going to do.
Now, a strong mindset is great, but it needs to be supported by practical habits. First, a solid routine. I'm talking a pre-game ritual to get focused and a post-game review to analyze hands away from the heat of the moment. Next, and this is a big one, proper bankroll management. This is your financial and mental armor against the swings. It gives you the freedom to play your best game without fear. Third is mental toughness, a skill you build by knowing when to take a break and recognizing your emotional triggers. And finally, don't try to do this alone. A strong community of other serious players reminds you that, hey, everyone goes through this.
Let's make that bankroll management idea super concrete. A good rule of thumb is to have a minimum of 100 buy-ins for whatever cash game stake you're playing. Now, why so much? Because it creates a buffer. It's a safety net that gives you the mental freedom to make the correct plays without being terrified of going broke because of a few bad beats.
So let's bring this all together. The path to winning at poker isn't about avoiding variance, because you can't. It's about outlasting it. It's about building such a professional approach that when the luck finally evens out, your skill and your discipline are what's left standing tall.
Here's the first half of the most powerful takeaway you can have. It's just a simple truth. The deck is random. The river card is going to be what it's going to be. You have absolutely zero control over it, and you have to fully, 100% accept that.
And here's the other half of that truth. This is where all your power is. While the cards are totally random, your response is not. Your discipline, your focus, your commitment to making great decisions, that is 100% within your control. It is the one constant, unshakable edge you can bring to the table every single time you sit down.
So the next time you sit down to play, I want you to ask yourself this one question. When you get all your chips in the middle with pocket aces and you lose to a bad beat, what are you going to focus on? The unlucky outcome or the perfect decision you made to get your money in good? The choice is all yours.
Start a live chat now to join one of our clubs or ask us any questions. Message at bluffingmonkeys24_7 on Telegram or visit bluffingmonkeys.com and start a live chat.